Man, I'm about to get into some stuff that I normally would never do because I'm just not big on Bible quotes and videos because I'm not a big reader. Like I just don't like reading shit. Like I come from the heart, but the reason I do use the Bible a lot now because like I ran from it honestly when I started finding out there was so much bullshit. But and I knew that it still had some good in it because that's what woke me up by starting to read it. But it was still like I was just confused at the time when this was like in high school. I was still confused and I just started gravitating away from it and pretty much I found knowledge in all other religions and other just like my page name is Emerald Thoughts. Of course, I got my shit from the Emerald Tablets, and that was one of the things that stuck with me real big when I read it, and that was more recently, like 2 or 3 years ago, and that's what I kind of went on with life about because he talks about astral projection. He talk about being like saving yourself and exploring the universe, and pretty much just leaving your body and not being trapped inside of it and being your soul and shit like that. And it just go more deep on what the Bible kind of missed out on. And I call it I ain't gonna say I call it metaphysics, but it's called metaphysics. And I got a couple quotes that I'm just gonna read and just talk about how they relate from my life and how I came up with these things through just all my experiences. And when I go back to the Bible now, I feel it's funny because it's like I'm making a full cycle back in the sense of the Bible still has the truths. The Bible still had a lot of things that people can pull from. And the reason I'm saying this is because I believe a lot of people not just gonna just jump off the bandwagon of religion because they've been entrapped in it so long. Like when your true higher self come back, yeah, you're gonna be like, oh, this shit was dumb. Yeah, I see now. But right now, it's like, and I'm not necessarily saying the Bible, but I'm saying the people that teach you the Bible, how they hold so much knowledge back from you and pretty much shit, even to yourself, that you didn't read it yourself because it's really right there. And it's like I said, the same thing to me. Like if I had just kept reading the Bible when I was like in high school, I guess I would have found out a lot of shit. But still, maybe not because I didn't know what Edomites was, I didn't know what Esau was and shit like that. So like I said, I still had to go get other knowledge and get comfortable in my other beliefs and morals before I went back to the Bible. And then shit, I got seen that I was aligned to this hoe, and it made more sense than I ever thought it would. And the reason I started watching this because this is some dudes on my playlist. It's like GMS Assembly, and they pretty much Israelites, and they go hard behind the Bible. They can pull anything out the Bible that you want and pretty much explain it to you. And I don't think they have any deception because they're really just trying to wake people up. But like I said, you can go to them in my playlist. But they was talking about how white people lack empathy for minorities, and I was like, that's an interesting thing. But it's not something I'm just gonna go off of. So I started pulling up I pulled up some other sites that pretty much had it, and it said new studies: white people lack empathy across the socio-economic spectrum, and I just went through a couple different ones, and it just was pretty much saying the same thing. Like, why do white people not have empathy for the people of Ferguson? Why do we then CNN said why don't America have empathy for poverty of minorities? And we already know who America would be considered, the people that want to make America great again. We already know who America is in their eyes. And I was this is from what say Toronto. It's one of the colleges in Toronto. They did their own little research, and they was pretty much saying that all white participants watched a simple video in which white men of different race picked up a glass and took a sip of water, and they watched the whites, blacks, South Asians, East Asian men perform the same task, and pretty much when they watch the white men, and what empathy is you mirror and put yourself, your feet in other people's shoes, and that's where you get the feelings from or whatever. But when they watch the minorities take a sip of water, they had no mental functions in their brain, or not. I ain't gonna say no mental functions, but they had way less mental functions in their brain versus when they watch white men do it or other white people do it. And, they even had more functions in their brain watching a blank screen than watching minorities drink the sip of water. And it just go to show, like I said, with other shit, like, yeah, that might be a simple little study or whatever, but it just go to show that this is not something when people say they don't see color and shit like that. It's like, I don't give a fuck what you say. It's what your subconscious is and what you already a product of, because you don't. This shit is so deep. It ain't even about just white and black, to be honest with you. And that shit is way deeper than that. But I'm just gonna talk about the Bible verses, and they kind of back up what I was saying, and why It's inside of you. Like, you wouldn't know it because, like y'all say, y'all don't see color, y'all don't have hate, but there's something deeper than you that know there's something coming. And like, that's why y'all been preaching peace all this time. The American people have been teaching peace, and they gave us the Bible for a reason. I talk about this endlessly, but Genesis 27:41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, and then I will slay my brother Jacob. Well, we get slayed every day by the justice system and all type of people that feared us and was upset. Like, pretty much didn't think they could kill. Like, they didn't think they could work with us because they think we're so much whatever, and wouldn't even know what to explain it because I don't have it in me. And pretty much Jacob will be like us, our black people, and like they hate us just for like being albino. You get burned by the skin. You have to take medicine. You have to do all these other things that black people get naturally healed by the sun, and that's in your DNA to know that like you're different, and you always wanted to fit in and be like us, and that's why you see it still to this day. They take everything from us, no matter if it's music, vibes, dancing, whatever the fuck. They take it from us and then discredit us, and then don't even say they got it from us, and it's because of that hate is deep inside them, and they don't know why. But like somebody told me, they're not racist, but you still live off everything built off our backs. Point blank, period. It's inside of you. You don't know it because you're happy about the shit. But as soon as we want to take this shit back, you'll be like, no. But let's just be peaceful and pull our boots up by the strap, and then he said another one. The people that GMS Assembly said 40% of white people feel that black people should do more and just work harder. Okay. Like we didn't build this bitch. Okay. You niggas funny, dog. That's why I laugh at you niggas, bro. Like, you're funny. You say, deliver me, this Genesis 32:11. Deliver me, I pray thee, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, lest he will come and smite me, my mother, with the children. And it's the children of God. They smite us, they kill us, they forsake us every day. They go against us every day. They go against God's creations, which is the universe, which would be earth, us, everything. Like, they kill every tree they can. They do everything they can to destroy this place. They take all the oil. Bro. Our higher selves know this, and our higher selves are tired of it. Our higher selves are trying to tell our lower selves to wake the fuck up. Because all these promises that we keep getting are bullshit. And that's another thing in the Bible. The wickedest plot against the just, garnish upon him with the teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, like I'm laughing now, for his seek the day is coming. No bullshit. Like, it's nothing even to be mad about, because it's like, yeah, the reason we even had you niggas is because we failed, and we were lower versions of ourselves, and you're a birth defect, and that's why you became an albino. So, our own fall, the only thing that was going to stop us and wake us really back up is our struggle through y'all. And they talk about that. It tell us that we're going to be enslaved by y'all. And say that in other parts of the Bible. And y'all use that shit in slavery, best believe it. To keep us fearful and peaceful to you niggas. And now y'all don't want to talk about the repercussions of that shit. Because y'all benefited for 400, really longer than that. Y'all benefited from it when it was cool, but now y'all don't want to talk this shit no more because y'all know what the real truth is. From their feet, they run to evil and make haste to shed blood. Who does that? Not black people, not golden children, not us. We know who's already trying to start wars. 239 years, we've been in war, 222 of them. Come on, fam. Come on, fam. That's America. And let's not talk about other crusades of the religions that's been going to war forever. Like, there's people in Israel and Syria have been fighting for like 300-400 years. Like, what the fuck? And that's it's white countries doing this. Like, they can't even get over themselves and start fighting and get out of war. This is Ezekiel 25:12-15. I'm gonna start where I can. This is gonna be a little mixed up because I got something blocking. I tried to copy it, but it says, "Thus saith the Lord God, because the Edoms hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greedily offended and revenged himself upon them." Then this is where I can't see, but this is where it goes on. That's pretty much talking about what they did to us, and we're a product of that. And the Dedan shall fall by the sword, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hands of my people Israel. Israel are golden people. Point blank, period. Kendra tried to tell you, other people have been trying to tell you, and the reason why, just like Genesis in the Bible is the genealogy of Isis. Yeah, Isis is the black goddess. Israel is ice. IsRaEl. Isis is the black goddess. Ra is the one with just the one eye, and El is the kids of pretty much Elohim, which is all gods. And feminine aspect is the black goddess, which is the seed. Ra is the light, and El is the creations of that. And pretty much, and they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury. So we will come back for you. We will not turn our head. We will not forget. We will not, like they tell us to forget about slavery, but they talk about remember 9/11. They talk about remember the Holocaust. But why they tell us to forget about slavery? Why they tell us to forget about ourselves? Why did they delete our history? Just think about it. To what benefit? So we wouldn't come back. I tell you, when like I was just watching the Black Panther, but this is the cartoon version from BET. That was like when Black Panther finally ended up killing Claw in this series. He was like, "Do you have any kids?" And he was like, "No." He was like, "Oh, well, I was gonna have to kill him too, because it's like you killed my father, so I'm going to get like revenge on you. Like, period. If you kill my son, father, family, whatever, eventually I will wake up." And that's what happened to T'Challa. He came back and killed Claw because T'Challa seen that Claw killed his dad in front of him, and that's what happened in the series that I was watching. And it's like, you know, you have to kill the children or subjugate them to being mental just enslavement, and they want us to forget. They want us all that type of shit. And it says, I'm on to Ezekiel 35:5, because thou hast perpetual no, because thou hast. It say haste, but it's has. Because thou hast had perpetual hate and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in time of their calamity and the time their iniquity has ended. Just saying that America won't, like, this war, this slavery, this shit is almost over. Like, it won't last forever. Your perpetual hate won't hold us down forever. Like, we're going to wake up to this shit. Amos 1:11-12. Thus saints the Lord for the transgression of Edom, and for I will not turn away the punishment. Like, I won't forget. Like, our higher selves won't forget this shit. And people be like, the white dude was on his live. He was like, "It didn't happen to you. It didn't happen to your. It happened to your ancestors." And I was like, "I am my ancestors, and prove how I'm not, because our DNA is passed down." Point blank. Period. I feel everything I've been guided has been guided from my ancestors, and from our mission and our purpose. Like, our bloodline has had a purpose and a mission, and I've been punished, I've been forsaken, I've had to woke up. Like, we've been going through all this shit because of our ancestors, and they don't want to go through this shit because of their past ancestors. They feel like they're scotch-free, but like I said, they're still benefiting, but don't want to admit that shit. But it's like we had to go into slavery, we had to go into shit because we went against our father. Before you even was thought about, we did it. So we was already on punishment. You came into it as a part of our punishment type shit. And now you think you're not going to, because you was benefiting for a while because he let you, nigga. We let you, nigga. Period. I talk about this shit being self-oppression. We let you do this shit. And this shit is over when we fucking wake up, I swear. But Ephesians, I think I said it right for the first time. But I probably did. 4:26-27. Be ye angry, sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath, neither give place to the devil. And it's pretty much saying, you're going to be angry. You shouldn't just be this peaceful person. Like everybody always try to talk about. Most of the motherfucking people on Twitter is bullshit. Because it ain't just about that. It's some shit that's about to change. It's about to be some renewal. And before that renewal, it's going to have to be some shit that's changed. Some shit that's just, when you detox, that shit don't feel good, fam. But you feel better after. But you gotta go through it. When these niggas get their superpowers and shit like that, they go through shit that's not easy. Like, period. They all the Marvel, X-Men, they had to go through struggle. Deadpool had to go through struggle. Almost every superhero had to go through some type of struggle before they had their superpowers. We got to go through some shit. It's not gonna be easy. So get out there. Oh, it's just peaceful and shit like that. But and then it said back then. It said, so what quote? Let me just read the quote. It was like, according to my fury, according to my rage, or whatever. And it's like, yeah, that's what don't sin. When it's time, you'll know, and he'll tell us. And this is Titus 1:15-16, or Titus 1:15-1:16. Upon the pure all things are pure, but upon that are defiled and unbelieving is not pure. But even their mind and conscience is defiled. They profess they know God, but in their works they deny him. They're disobedient, and upon every good work is, pretty much they lie. Like in schools, it's all anti-God. They tell us, in God we trust, but it's a lie. It's just to keep us, as false promises and shit like that. And they tell us we're not perfect because they don't understand perfection. But like I said, bro,